Hey y'all, I've started a new YouTube channel where I cook foods from video games, bringing the console to the kitchen. There's a link in the description, and if you like what you see, I'd be real appreciative if you subscribed. Let's get baked at Dakon's Bakehouse. Hey there, lunatics. Dakin the Mad here, and today we are going to be working on the Mineral Spider Boss. I'm going to go over all the details on the boss and how to beat it. Let's get started. Now, the Mineral Spider Boss is found inside the caves, so you're going to need to be able to get to the frozen area on your main island and then head down into the cave system. For that, you're going to need something that will allow you to resist low temperatures. I've got the feather cape on in this case, which allows me to resist the low temperatures of the snow, and it increases my attack speed. Once you're inside the cave, you will find the mining NPC here. If you talk to him and you ask him a question in the info section, he'll let you know that there's something eerie at the center of the caves, and he marks it on your map. If you open up your map, there'll be a question mark, and if you head over to the question mark, that is where the event is going to be. Some tips for this fight: I highly recommend that if you're playing melee, you use the anchor with rope, as it is the strongest melee weapon at this point in the game. If you're playing with magic, I recommend the Fireball spell, as it is the strongest magic item available at this point in the game, and you can get it here in the caves. If you're playing with ranged, I recommend the Mushroom Bow, as the Mushroom Bow is the strongest ranged weapon at this point in the game. It also adds poison to the arrows, which is really useful. You can find this at the Mushroom Anvil, which again you will find here in these caves. Now, depending on what you're doing with melee, magic, or ranged will determine which food you're going to use. In this case, I'm going to go with ranged, so I'm using the roast chicken, which will increase my range damage by 15%. From a potion standpoint, I recommend that you make an attack potion. And then you're going to also want to make a damage potion. In my case, I'm using the ranged damage potion. And if you're using melee or using magic, you're going to want to use the appropriate potions for that as well. You're going to want the critical potion to help you out, and you're also going to want the peaceful potion in order to decrease the general enemy spawn rate around you, just so that you don't have to deal with ads during the fight. If you have the materials, I also highly recommend using a stone skin potion to increase your defense, as this mineral spider will hit pretty hard, especially for this stage in the game, and having extra defense is just really, really helpful. Some people may tell you to use a slow resist potion for this fight. Don't, because the slow resist potion isn't going to help you at all. There are extra areas of webbing all over the ground that slow down your movement speed, and slow resistance doesn't do shit to help you with that. You're going to stay slowed from that webbing regardless of whether or not you've got this potion active. So don't waste your time and your resources on it. When it comes to your armor, I highly recommend that you wear a gold set of armor, as the boost to your damage is really helpful, as well as the boost to hit points and magic points. When it comes to your accessories, really just use what you've got at this point. Anything that will enhance the overall offensive capabilities of whatever you're using, melee, magic, or ranged, or stuff that increases your defense. In this case, I'm using the feather coat because it protects me from the snow, which you need to get here in the first place, and it increases my attack speed. I'm also using the merman boots to increase my movement speed, the lucky frog leg to increase my crit chance and gives me an extra dash. I'm using the earrings to increase my range damage, and I'm using the Trinity to increase all of my damage. Now, if you don't have the Trinity yet, then you can use one of the component items from it, which will allow you to still get either that melee up 10%, ranged up 10%, or magic up 10%. For your final slot, use whatever you've got. In this case, I just don't really have anything, so I've got my final slot empty. Before you do this fight, also make sure that you have found all of the possible life flowers and mana flowers that you can have to get your overall health and mana buffed up. Because if you haven't used any of these yet, then you are going to be extremely disadvantaged. But by the time you get into the caves and get to this fight, then you should have found at least 10 or so of each one of these things. which will give you a significant boost to your hit points and your mana points and make it a whole lot easier for you to survive this fight. It takes 9 mana flowers and 18 life flowers to max out your possible health and mana. So again, be sure to do that before you start this fight. Now, when you get down to the central area, you will find this arena here. And this arena, as I've mentioned earlier, is full of webbing on the ground that's going to slow you. If you have one of those hook shots, you can use those hook shots to help give you a boost to your speed here. Now, I personally don't really use the hook shot as I kind of find it annoying and it gets in my way. So you're not going to see me use it. But if you use it, more power to you. It will definitely come in handy in this fight. All you got to do is walk up to the cocoon sack here and right click on it to start the event. Make sure you've got your potions with you as well as a bunch of healing, and if you need it, mana potions also. The B key on the keyboard will drink all of your potions, so that will be helpful. And let's start the event. The Mineral Spider has 1,612 hit points on Explorer difficulty, 2,150 on Adventurer, and 3,762 on Survivor. The boss has several different attacks. One of them is that they throw 6 spider eggs around into the battlefield, and this will add webbing to the ground, making it difficult for you to move. But it will also have a chance to spawn up to 6 spiders. They can be annoying little guys, but at least they die pretty quickly. The spider boss will also charge at the player, and if you don't have a lot of hit points, this charge attack is probably one of the worst things that they can do. Because if you're out of dodges and the spider boss comes straight at you and you don't have enough hit points to survive the 2 or 3 hits you're going to take from this, then you can easily just get run over and killed immediately. This is where dash comes in handy, as you can use dash to avoid most of the spider charges, unless you get unlucky and you dash in the same direction that it's charging, in which case you're going to get run over. Additionally, the spider shoots off this huge laser attack. Now, it doesn't do it very often, and the laser does about 85 points of damage, a little bit more in the higher difficulties. The laser is hard to avoid. The only real way to avoid it is if you happen to have invulnerability while you dash, which I wouldn't expect you to have at this point. But if you do, you can dash through the laser, or you will have to get behind the spider in order to avoid the laser. Otherwise, you're just going to have to tank the shot and hope that you have enough hit points. If you need a warning, the spider's mouth will glow green before it activates its laser attack, but it's only a couple of seconds before, so it's not a lot of warning. Now, once you have defeated the spider, you can come back up to the cocoon here and break it with a pickaxe or general axe of some kind, and that will free the NPC, which will unlock your access to your ship. Useful NPC, Pedo the Carpenter. Pedo. Oh, I see. Geppetto. Aha, that's funny. Pedo. Okay, I get it. I get his name. So what kind of loot does the Mineral Spider drop? Well, for weapons, drops the Spider Bow, drops the Spider Spear, the Spider Sword, and the Spider Staff. All excellent weapons to use and will definitely be upgrades for you. You're also going to get a jungle map, and that's guaranteed. You've got a chance to get the Spider Omni tool, which is probably going to be one of the better tools that you'll be able to get your hands on at this point. Also drops Spider Ore. This is the only place you can get Spider Ore, which unlocks a whole new area of crafting stuff. So if you want to get Spider Armor or other Spider weapons, you're going to need to kill this boss multiple times. You're also going to get the Nectar of Speed. Now, you can only use this once, but once you use it, it permanently increases your movement speed by 10%. Very, very useful item, and the one thing you're going to want to use as soon as you can. Once you have found the Summoner NPC, you can also grab the Eye of Truth. And if you use the Eye of Truth, which is an accessory item, and have it equipped while you beat the boss, you will be able to get the mineral spider egg, which will be added to your summoner's purchase list. This can be purchased for 10 gold and lets you resummon the spider boss as many times as you want without any other materials. However, you can also craft the mineral spider egg at the normal workbench for just 30 spider silk, and that will also allow you to resummon the boss. If you use the mineral egg to summon the boss, you do not have to do it down in the caves. You can summon the boss anywhere you want, which can be really nice if you don't want to deal with all that cave area and you just want to fight the boss maybe on the beach. Overall, this isn't the most difficult of all the bosses, although it's probably my least favorite, because if you don't have the health to be able to handle this boss's damage, you're just gonna die very, very quickly. So getting those life flowers before you fight the boss is probably the most important thing that you can do. Other than that, you will find the boss pretty straightforward and easy to kill, as long as you can take those hits. And that's it, guys. The Mineral Spider for Tinkerlands. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy boss overall. If you have any questions about how to handle this boss, please be sure to leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it to the best of my ability. If you have any other interpretive dances or comments of your own, again, feel free to leave them. I hope you liked the video. Be sure to hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of the content that I create. And stay happy, stay healthy, stay crazy, everyone.